Weimar?
Do you like Kiss? Magst du küssen?
Welcome, fellow Kiss fans. Welcome to It's All For You Demon, celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan. Tonight, going to talk a little bit about a riddle, a mystery, an enigma. The Altered S logo, specifically for the German releases, and we all know why it's there. But tonight I wanted to and we all... But tonight I wanted to discuss when we first came to notice it and celebrate it and collect it. Because honestly, if a piece of merch has the altered logo versus the normal logo, I think a collector's instinct is to go for the altered logo. Could just be me, could just be a nerd thing. But tonight I wanted to discuss that and how kind of big it was in our lives in the 90s, this mystery of the altered logo. Even though we know why it existed, the fun of finding it, discovering it, and celebrating it. So I was trying to retrace Danny and my history of learning about the Altered S logo. So I went to the first place that we ever dived down, and in this magazine there are zero pictures of the Altered S logo or Killers. And even on the discography page of this magazine, they don't even mention Killers. So I'm thinking we learned about the Killers album from one of these like wonderful Mercury compact disc back catalog advertisements and probably sought out that CD, going down our rabbit hole of getting that entire back catalog on compact disc, which would have led us to Record Warehouse or Liberty Sound home video to the Killer CD, and our first experience ever seeing that Altered S logo. And I want to say this CD was more expensive than normal Kiss CDs because it was an import. And I definitely remember that Liberty Sound home video had a section of CDs that were imports, and they were always cooler CDs than on the normal shelf. There was a Bryan Adams live import CD from Japan that was cool. Obviously Killers, and I believe they were all marked at $30, more than your $9.99, $12.99 compact disc at the time. And I love this. Obviously purchased around Revenge because that Altered S logo contains the graphic for the Revenge album cover, which will tie in nicely to the end of this vlog. And my first vinyl purchase with the Altered S logo, of course, was the Best of the Solo albums. I don't know, historically, I don't know when we learned about this record, but it's one of those records on your way into this fandom that you see and you're just fascinated by. I think everyone's fascinated by the solo albums to begin with. Those were so fun to collect on CD. And then when we started getting into vinyl around 93, you come across this in a record store and you're like, what is this? Like, this blew your mind. Just that Woolworth's glorious, beautiful album cover. And then again with that Altered S logo, just even more fun. And the whole reason we're having this nostalgic trip of a vlog. So this led to my very first purchase of an Altered S logo cover. Lick It Up would have been my second vinyl find of the Altered S logo. Just stumbled upon this in a record store, and I didn't even realize it was the Altered S until I got home. I was just stoked to find Lick It Up on vinyl. Needed it in my vinyl collection, and when I got home, I noticed that, which was super fun. Side note, you have to love the Mexico pressing of Lick It Up with that hot pink normal logo. That's pretty freaking badass. And then one summer on a trip to St. Louis to see Guns N' Roses, I stopped at the record store there in like Dogtown in St. Louis. Cool, very cool record store. And they had Killers on vinyl, which I had never ever picked up. Again with the Altered S logo. But just a super cool find to add to your collection. Killers is one of those records that is just fun because it's so early 80s and it has those Elder costumes and it's just got a new wave kind of vibe to it. Very cool record to me. I love the cover, I love the pink, I love the yellow, I love the brown. Love those outfits. As hideous and comical as they are, it kind of just fits the cover. And I've never really been a huge Elder guy, so Killers is kind of a nice segue into the 80s. Kind of brought that fun back. You know, the Unmasked era was so much fun, and then kind of a dip with the Elder, and Killers brought it all back. And the next piece that ever came into the Wax Night basement was the reissue of Killers with that amazingly gorgeous glossy cover. I even hate handling this cover. I want to wear white gloves because fingerprints get on this super fast, but man, had to add this. I mean, I love the Killers cover anyway. That is just so very cool. And before we end this vlog, I'll go to merch-wise. I don't really have a lot of Altered S logo merch. I do have this very cool Asylum postcard sent to me by my buddy Scotty. That's super cool. I kind of have a book I keep all sort of like flyers and merch forms in. This postcard was in that book, but after pulling it out today, this postcard is going to the non-makeup wall. For sure. And then a fold-out poster from a German magazine called Pop Rocky with that wonderful Altered S logo. I love the Lick It Up cover. I always thought it was super cool. And it's super cool to have a fold-out magazine poster of it. I need to get a frame for this. It's an odd size. But this is definitely going up on the non-makeup wall. And I just noticed that this Altered S logo is kind of reminiscent of that Mexico pressing we just talked about earlier. You learn or notice something new every day. And lastly, to close out the vlog, as I was mentioning earlier with the Killers CD, just into the Wax Night basement, courtesy of my buddy Chuck, our very own Rod Smallwood, road manager of Wax Night Fun. Revenge, German pressing. I don't even have Revenge on vinyl. I needed this, but to have the German pressing of it with the Altered S logos is even sweeter. So very cool. I am very much looking forward to spinning this, and this is a wonderful nightcap on our reminiscing of the fun of the Altered S logo. Thank you for hanging with us tonight, waxing a little rock and roll nostalgia. We've been on a 90s kick lately. I don't know, like after that Inner Sanctum dive the other day, I've been on this like 1992, 93, Revenge, Alive 3, teenage memory kick. Those were good times. Those were a lot of fun, and I kind of wish those times would come back when, you know, back then you were still a nerd if you liked Kiss, because everyone liked alternative music, everyone liked Nirvana, everyone liked Pearl Jam, and if you liked Kiss, you were on the outskirts. And Larmar, we've never been on the outskirts. Well, we've always been on the outskirts. We've always been nerds. We've always clung to our nerd morals, and it's a beautiful life. Thank you for hanging with us. Take care, be safe, be good to your babies. Spay, neuter, microchip. We will talk to you soon. Larmar.